Awesome. Welcome. Welcome everybody. How's everybody doing? Good to see you guys. Put down the chat where you guys coming from. And what is your biggest dream, your biggest why? All right, all right. Pamela, I can see you. Everybody else, please turn on your camera. Good to see you guys. Okay. People who do business with people who we like and trust. It's really hard like and trust somebody you don't see them, right? So turn on your camera. It's all value today. Value, value, value. I will devote the next 2 hours here to give you guys everything I learned for the past 20 years. Okay. So welcome everybody. Put down the chat where you guys coming from. And what's your big dream? Your big why? Erica, good to see you. Leanne, Hollywood. All right. Janice. All right, all right. And I'm going live on all the other platforms. I look away for a second. I'm going live to my literally have well, we're so blessed. We have over 400,000 followers right now on all across all the platforms. So thank God that our message has spread and has helped a lot of people get financial freedom. So Tucson, Arizona, Pamela, welcome. New York City, Erica. All right. All right, all right. Yes. And what is your big dream? What is your big why? Okay. That is the most important thing, right? Figure out 7 level deep why. I challenge you to figure out that if you don't know what it is. Go 7 level deep. That's what my mentor Tony Robbins taught me. Okay. It's not a surface level why. Make more money or do this, do that. Right? Get a house, you get a car. That's surface level. Why is that important for you? Then why is that important for you? Then why is that important for you? Right? You know when you do it right, when you get emotional about it, when you have tears across your eyes and you know that you do it for somebody that you love, that's when you know you do it right. Because you're gonna do more for other people. You're gonna fight for the people you love more than for yourself any day, right? So I challenge you to know your 7 level deep why. Who in your life that you are fighting for? Who's the most important person right now, or people, right? That you want to help. So put that down, make it concrete, make it real, right? Because without that fuel, you're gonna give up along the way. That's just the way it is. Children in New York don't suffer with homelessness. Amen. Amen. Okay. Absolutely. Absolutely, right? So those of you who just joined us, please turn on your camera. All right. Put your credit card away. Don't worry about a thing. It's absolutely everything I've shared today is free for you. Okay. I could charge thousands of dollars for this, I know. But what I want to do, since I've come from nothing, I want to give back when I made it. That's the promise I made to myself and many of my followers. So that's why I do this masterclass, and I will devote everything I can in my power to make it worth your while. All I ask for is for your participation. Okay. That's it. Your engagement. The more you can engage, the more you can give, the more it's going to give back to you. So how many here want to commit to your dreams, your goals today? And I want to applaud you guys for showing up, but otherwise you wouldn't be committed to your dreams, your goals if you didn't show up, right? And you guys could be doing so many things right now. And I know it's a lot of things that catch your attention, but you should decide to show up for your dream, for your goals, for your family, not for mine, for you. And I want to applaud that. But I respect people who show up. I respect people who never give up, right? I respect people who, no matter what the naysayers say, will make things happen. The first most important thing in anything is actually showing up, right? Then everything else will fall. But you don't show up, nothing can happen. Okay. So I want you guys to pat yourself in the back for actually showing up.
Napili. Ano gusto mo?
Somebody's not muted. All right. So I have definitely mute. Okay. All right. So how I went from a trapped corporate slave, immigrant with absolutely nothing, no English, no background, If you know English today, you are in a better position than I was, right? To then become a doctor and all of that and become a corporate slave, have no freedom, get a golden handcuff, to get absolute freedom with corporate housing and insurance housing without the need to own any properties. You don't need any employees. You don't even need any real estate experience. Okay. So sounds too good to be true. Well, that's what I thought when I first know about this opportunity or this way of doing things. But I asked myself, hey, all these billionaires become billionaire. All I ask for is like just a few $100,000 a year to take care of my family. Is that too much to ask? Right? So whether you believe you can or you can't, you are right. And it doesn't cost you anything to believe. So why not believe? Why not believe? Right? Why not dream? Why not? Is the greatest question, actually. Right? The two great questions, why and why not? Right? The naysayer will say, why do all the things that you can do? Why never give up? Why not just throw in the towel and just work the 9 to 5 and why not be comfortable? You know, that's awesome, Pamela. Take care of my mom in Houston. See, that's the real why. That's the real why, right? That's what is going to carry you through those tough times. Okay. So I'll do everything in my power to make it worth your time. Stay to the end. I will give you the blueprint on how you can do this as well. The longer you stay, the better it's gonna get. That's something I can promise you, because I will reward people who stay to the end, that show up to themselves. Who in here want me to analyze your deals, your markets, your property for you on this call today? All right. How many here want me to find you a deal today that you can actually make literally tens of thousands of dollars a year on? During the last 30 minutes, I will give three winners on this, and they will be based on your participation, right? So participate now. I want to see you in the chat. If I see I see Erica here, you know, participating, Pamela here, right? Guess who I'm gonna call on at the end to give my valuable consulting, 20 years experience for. There you go, right? So I will analyze the market, your deals for you, absolutely free, right? And I will show you how to find a deal within minutes. Sounds good? Okay. And then at the very end, I will guide you through a secret way of thinking that is the secret to all my billionaires mentors. You see all these amazing mentors right here, from Grant Cardone to Sir Richard Branson to Tony Robbins. They all practice a form of this exercise that would change everything for you. Okay, so definitely don't miss that. All right, I invested over $1 million into my mindset and my strategy, my relationship. Literally $1 million, no kidding. Okay, so you don't have to. I discover, after 20 years of blood, sweat, and tears, this one vehicle, this one amazing strategy that helped me get absolute financial freedom. And I'm talking about there's 4 levels of freedom. There's not just the money freedom. A lot of people have money freedom, like doctor, lawyer, they have money freedom, but they don't have the time freedom. Time freedom is, can you take 3 months off and go book a one-way ticket to a country like me and my wife did and just stay there for however long we like. And if we don't like it, we go to another country for another however long we like. That's absolute freedom. You know what I'm saying? The last country we did that for was in Costa Rica. All right, we love it so much. We stayed there for like 2 months, and then at the end we heard about Tulum, so we went over to Tulum. Okay, and last year we went to Paris for the Olympics. Last minute, And then we decided Santorini is on our bucket list. Why not stop by Santorini for a couple weeks? That's time freedom, right? I don't care how much money you have. My lifestyle is priceless, right? The people that my family that I'm able to take care of is priceless. Like yourself, you can't change that. That wouldn't be that time that we spend together, and I wouldn't trade it for any kind of money, right? I'm sure you can say the same with you and your loved ones. So that's time freedom. There's relationship freedom. What I mean is, hey, if you have time and money, but you still got to answer your call if your clients call you all the time, and you got to drop everything and still see your clients, even your family dinner. I mean, is that really freedom? Right? That's what I talk about relationship freedom. Why did this have relationship freedom? Because we're dealing with companies, okay? We're dealing with mostly companies. And I have set up systems where they don't even call me, they call my manager, who I take care of very well, right? So that's why I have true freedom to travel the world. And then location freedom is the last one. So it's one thing like, I know a lot of people who have businesses, they do well, but then they have to tie in that location. Okay. They have to be there at that local place. There's nothing wrong with that. But when you want to have to travel the world, right? Life is short, man. Right? When you want to just see all the places that you want to see and take your children instead of just go read from the textbook to actually show them, hey, this is the pyramid, this is Paris, this is, Santorini, this is where the great philosophers have did the whole pantheon, right? Isn't that much way cooler? Right? So that's what I'm talking about, location freedom, right? So whoever you are following, ask them, hey, ask yourself, do they have all top of these four freedom? Right? All these billionaires does. That's why I follow them. That's why they're my mentor. Okay. All right. Before that, I was my mentor was, as a pharmacist before, my mentor was like not a pharmacist who been there for 20 years. And I start look at them and they're like, yeah, they don't want to have the life I want. Right. I don't want to literally be golden handcuff and being told what to do every day. And then if I need a vacation, I had to put in like a 3 months thing, and I had to pray to make sure that they give it. And usually it's like 1 or 2 weeks. I'm like, man, that sucks. That's not the way to live, right? So I learned from the right people, and I refuse to give up. Literally refuse to give up, right? So whether it's playing, on Grant Cardone yacht with his executive team, or jumping the cold plunge with Tony Robbins in his backyard, or play chess with Sir Richard Branson in his own island that he owned, literally worth hundreds of millions of dollars. All these are billionaires, by the way. I was like, these gentlemen can be billionaires. Can you and I agree to at least make $1 million a year or more? Or even just at least like a couple 100,000, passively, or just to take care of our families? Is that too much to ask? Right? There's no difference between them and us. We all created equal in the sight of God, right? I'm a Christian, I'm son and daughter of God. Happy Easter, by the way, to everybody, right? Hope you have a great Easter for you and your family, right? I mean, we all created equal in the sight of God, right? So if they can be billionaire, why couldn't we even have a few $1 million? Like, is that too much to ask? So the question is, you gotta believe it. You gotta believe you deserve it, right? That's why 80% of your success is from your mindset. That's why I learned from these gents as well. 80% of your success is from your mindset, right? So that's why we're going to talk a lot about today as well, right? Because if you don't get this right, nothing else will be right, right? Absolutely. And it's not about, guys, it's definitely not about me, okay? It's about the community that we have built. I'm so proud of my students. Literally, like these two students met within our community. Within 2 months, they did 2 deals, replaced their income. Boom. Never have to work for anybody the rest of their life. Imagine that for you. How would you like to get insurance booking that pay 3 months up front? Literally $12,000 check overnight. You can cash that thing right then and there. Okay. And nowadays it's like, why are you the money? That's what I'm talking about. When you're dealing with insurance companies, corporate company, there's people in the waiting room, guys. Come on. Okay. If you are a moms, like these two mom, my hats go off to you, right? If you're working moms, like these two, Anne and Amanda, they have kids and they're working full time. And they're like, Dr. Chau, how am I gonna take care of my family, run a side business? It's like, to them, it's like impossible. Well, when I see the word impossible, I see am possible, right? It's just a different way of looking at things, right? When you see the word impossible, why don't you see am possible? And that's what these two amazing moms did. And literally within 1 or 2 months, they hit 10K a month. And then they hit 20K a month. Then they hit 30K a month. Then they hit 50K a month. But at the 10K, 20K a month level, most of us, them too, retire from their job, travel around the world, working a few hours a week. 4-hour work week. It's true, right? If you do it right. That's what I'm talking about here. Okay. So no excuses. If these moms, imagine you have 3 jobs, managing your kids, working full time, and then managing your husband. Right? There's nobody busier than these working moms. Okay. And if they can do it, what's your excuse? Right? So no excuses. So my goal for this is to show you how to make 6 figures beyond Airbnb that nobody else is teaching with corporate housing and insurance housing. I've been teaching this for a long time. One of the OG for this, been shouting at the rooftop for like 10 years now, right? Because this is like, it'd be a disservice if I don't share this, because I literally found about this a long time ago, and then I got my freedom. I retire, take care of my mom and all of that, go into that. And I was like, if I don't share this, what's the point? So as an immigrant from Vietnam, we come over here with absolutely nothing. We sleep on a one tiny bedroom, 4 of us. Imagine mom, dad, my sister, and I right here on a one mattress in the ghetto, literally. Okay, I'll hear gunshots as I go to school. Okay, that's how I started. I will pray that I get home safely. Okay, so, and I didn't even know English. So sure, if anything happened, I couldn't even like say help. Right? So that's where it all started for us. So if you know English today, you're in a much better place than I am. If you know more than one person in America, you're in a better place than us. When we first came to America, we literally know one person. It's my uncle who worked in the Chinese restaurant, which doesn't know many people, right? So, but anything's possible. Anything's possible. It's the American dream, guys. Anything's possible. You are here, guys, in one of the greatest country in the world. I know this nothing's perfect, but it's still better than any other things out there, right? But anyway, so I thought what we've been told to get freedom is what? Go to school, get a good grades, become a doctor and lawyer, right? And that's what I did. That's what I've been told. That's what I did, right? So long story short, after 8 years of surviving off of ramen noodles, dollar menu, right, Walmart chicken, literally sleep on a mattress in the freezing cold basement with 5 other frat guys. Okay, literally hell on earth for 8 years. I finally graduated, become a doctor, got my pharmacy degree, PharmD, got my white coat, make 6 figures. Long story short, got my MBA as well, master in business. That's why I made it, right? Within my first year, I won the Pharmacy of the Year award for a Fortune 1 company, the biggest company on earth. And I was like, Mom, I'm gonna take care of you now. Don't worry about a thing, right? Dad, I'm gonna take care of all you guys, right? And we got the American dream, American freedom. Next thing I know, I was trapped. Okay. After I won the Pharmacy of the Year award, they sat me down and guess what they say? Hey, great job. Here's a 2% raise that don't even keep up with inflation. Okay. And then I'm going to cut your staff by 30% because I know that you can handle it. I was like, really? So I work all this hard for what? Then my mom was diagnosed with cancer too. life is short. She was diagnosed at 48, literally 48 years old, years young, as you say, right? So I was like, I gotta figure out something out fast, take care of her, right? So I literally try everything. I try drop shipping. Who need to try drop shipping? Multi-level marketing, day trading, open up a franchise, multi-family, become a realtor. You literally name it, I try it because I was desperate. Because I know there's got to be a better way than just working the 9 to 5, right? Even though I done everything society told me to do, got good grades, straight A's, all that, become a doctor, all of that. But it's not, there's no freedom, right? I remember like there's no breaks at work. I can't even take lunch sometimes. Sometimes I just pass out in the car right after I got off work and I'm so exhausted. And I was like still paycheck to paycheck, even at doctor level. I was like, this is how is this possible? I was making like, 6 figures, but if you don't have a business in America, you got killed by taxes. Hello, right? I figured that out, right? And then if you don't have a business, you don't have potential to earn unlimited income, so you're capped. So then you live paycheck to paycheck, even at doctor level, right? So, and then I tried other things like drop shipping. Who didn't try drop shipping, right? It sounds great, the e-commerce, right? But have you ever thought about you're only making like 20 bucks per sale? So you need like literally thousands of customers just to make 10,000 a month. Who need want thousands of customers, thousands of sales? You know how much time and effort that is, right? So I was like, that's not the way. And now with the tariff and everything, I mean, good luck competing with people that will undercut you over in third world country, right? I was like, that's that's not the way. Multi-level marketing. You're probably everybody probably been contacted by a network marketer before. I ain't done it, right? Okay. Stalking people in the mall, I done that too. Okay. It's like calling all your friends and family until you don't have any more friends and family. Okay. And then you stalk people and then you're trying to talk them into business. I'm like, I done that for years. I'm not proud of it. Okay. But it's something that I try and I'm proud of it, that I actually try it. I actually like give it my best shot. And what I found out is you need thousands of people in your downline to make any good income. And then it's like another job. You got to go pump them up and then they buy and then you leave and then they get down again. And you go in and you pump them up again. And then they buy and then you leave and then they go down again. Okay. I was like, that's not the way that's not freedom. All right. Who needed day trading? Remember, like, I'm sure like many people done well, like I did too, at one point, and then they lose it all in a week, right? I remember like I thought I was like genius to make hundreds of thousands of dollars. And then next thing I know, I just lose it all in a couple of days. Like what happened? And then a few years later, I go back at it again and I did the same thing again. What I found out is we are competing against hedge funds with a bunch of teams of highly professional trained people, and their single job is to take money out of the retail trader, your pocket, okay? In my pocket, as I was like, I mean, let's face it, even Michael Jordan can't even compete, can't even win a game work by playing by himself, right? So why do you think you can competing against hundreds of these hedge funds, professional, that's all they do day in and days out, right? With the biggest computer, right? So I was like, that's definitely a trap that I'm glad I get out of. I vow not to ever day trade again. Okay. Opening up like a franchise restaurant. How many here has traditional business? Put down the chat. What kind of business you have or you done before? Okay. Everybody like put down in the chat. What have you done? Okay. All right. Participate. All right. So my family have done everything from restaurant to dry cleaning to nail salon to any kind of small businesses we done. Okay. What I found with small businesses, traditional businesses, the overhead is way too high, right? You got to pay rent, you got to hire a bunch of employees, right? You gotta pay all the taxes, everything. It's just so much. Your profit margin is tiny. My billionaire mentor told me if your profit margin is less than 10 to 15%, you're in the danger zone because one thing can go wrong and you're out of business. That's why most traditional businesses fail within the first 5 to 10 years. 99% of them. I learned this in the MBA school, right? Because the overhead is way too high. Okay. And then multifamily, big, commercial buildings. You go into commercial real estate. Sounds great. Apartment buildings, take down apartments buildings. All those seminars I went to, I fly all over the US and the world actually to learn from all these gurus, you know. Of course, some of them will make it, I'm sure. But the thing with big commercial deals is it's so hard for you to get into the deal, especially if you don't have a lot of money like I did, or a lot of time because I was working full time, right? So that's the part that they didn't tell you is, hey, for you to make it into any of these big deals, you need hundreds of thousands of dollars, or you need a full-time job to really like manage a bunch of investors, raise money and all of that. I was like, I don't want to do all that. I mean, I don't have, I mean, I wanted to, it's just that I didn't have the resources or the time, right? So I was like, what can I do on the side? Require a few hours a week. That's it. Then I went into realtor. Who in here a realtor? Traditional real estate. Okay. Basically working nights and weekend all the time. I was like, when people go play, I go to work. Right. So I was like, how am I gonna like enjoy life? That's not the answer either. Okay. So what is the answer? Well, I get to that. I was frustrated. I was burned out. I was trapped. I was like, how do I get out of this? I tried literally everything I can think of. I was working 60 hours a week. I was lost. I was miserable and I was at rock bottom. But that is when things started changing because I met somebody that gave me the epiphany. The epiphany is you don't have to own the property to make money from it. You could rent vacant home, furnish it, and then subleasing it out and then scale to freedom. Okay. This is like 15 years ago. I was like, whoa, you mean to tell me you don't have to own the property to make money from it? Correct. You can rent the property now. I take it to the next level. You don't even have to rent the property. You can like collaborate, partner up with people who have property already, and you don't have to pay rent. You can do a split deal with them. Okay, dude, this is a zero money down strategy. Who here want to know zero money down strategy? Right? Maximize your return. So like, boom, that's what I did. So then I scaled to freedom. Okay. Then I scaled to freedom because the old model is exchange your time for money directly. 1 hour your dollars, 1 hour your time equal X amount of dollars. Salary is even worse. And then they told us to put money into a safe place, 401k, IRA, and all of that. And maybe 50 years from now, we can enjoy life. I mean, who in here, who in here know anybody that actually made it with the traditional model? I've been doing this for a long time. I asked for many people the last 10 years. Nobody even once told me they did it and they made it happen. Okay. I'm talking about making it happen like $10 million in the bank, making you profit. All right. So that's why the old model is broken. The new model is when create an equitable, scalable business model where you do not directly exchange your time for money, guys. Listen very carefully. You want to continue to reinvest your business for years to come. And then this is the secret right here. You want to have what is the holy grail to financial freedom? The holy grail to financial freedom, guys. Put down in the chat. What do you think is the holy grail to financial freedom? Is it a six-figure job? Is it your business? Your property you own? What is it? Okay. The holy grail to financial freedom, what I learned from the billionaires, they have one thing in common. They can disagree on almost everything else. There is multiple sources of income backed up by real estate. That's right. Okay. Why? Because this is how you build passive income. Okay. This is how you build passive. Do you remember the kings, the queens in the past? Have you ever wondered why they have absolute freedom? Because they have real estate that make them money in their sleep, literally. Right. So take a screenshot of this, share this message with people. This is what you need. This is the keys to kingdom. I'm giving it to you right now for free, by the way. Right. So don't take this lightly at all. All right. If you follow this, this is how you get freedom. Okay. And if still think that traditional ways is the way, like IOA, 401k, and all of that, just ask yourself, hey, who do you actually know or even know of that can actually retire early and have over $10 million, making them six-figure passively? Question, right? Who are you following? Okay. I don't know anybody for 10 years asking about this. The hallway is definitely on your own. I was confused about picking the right location, staff. I lost literally thousands of hours, hundreds of thousands of dollars. I had to close down more than 10 of these, because I figured it out on my own, because back then there was not even like no YouTube and nothing. Like you guys so lucky right now. You guys have found us. Literally, we done it like over 100,000 hours, not just between me and hundreds of my members already. So we know exactly what to do, what not to do, right? I can save you from these nightmares because I had no mentor, I had no support group, no help with all the little stuff. Even then, I scaled to 20 something of these and got freedom the rest of my life. Why is this different? Because the clients stay for months instead of days here, guys. That's why it's corporate housing, midterm rental, 3 months to 6 months. Imagine you're making 2 times the market rent while minimize management. 2 times the market rent, literally. All right. And then it's 10 times less management equal 10 times more freedom than regular like Airbnbs or vacation rental, because the length of stay here is 3 to 6 months instead of 3 to 6 days. So it's literally for you to manage one Airbnb, one vacation rental is equivalent for you the same amount of time and work for you to manage like at least 10 of these, because the length of stay is 30 times longer. Does that make sense? That's why it's like genius. It's like, whoa. Because I asked myself, the quality of your question determines the quality of your life. So I asked myself one very important question: who's my ideal client? Is my ideal client a long-term renter who can lose their job, right? And then they can't pay, and then they're out of business, right? And they have to go through eviction and all of that. Or is it the vacation renter who just stay for a few days, and then the economy sucks? Nobody go on vacation. That's the first thing people cut. It's like building a castle on sand. I remember COVID, 9/11. Business go out like that if you focus on vacation rental. Or is your ideal client a company who have resources, insurance company who have billions of dollars, and this is like chump change for them, right? And it's like guaranteed money. That's why I love business to business. A lot less risk, a lot less headaches, right? It's that business to consumer. And then you escape a lot of regulations and a lot of tax exempt as well. Okay. So disclaimer, this is not financial legal advice. Okay. It's not tax advice either. All of these are from my personal experience. A lot of my help hundreds of people to get financial freedom for the last 10 years to help. I've been in business for 20 years. So, but that's why we build this community for a reason, right? That's why I will build this community for a reason. And that's why we are here. Okay. So that's why this is different. Okay. Why will company pay that much? Because we're saving them a lot of money from renting 4 hotels, right? If you have 4 employees, is it cheaper for you to rent 4 hotels or one house? One house, you see? If you have an insurance, like if you have a house, and knock on wood, if your house get flooded or get fire damage and all of that, God forbid, do you want to stay in a hotel? You want to stay in a home, especially if that home is covered by your insurance. You see? of course, you want a home with a fenced-in backyard and with space, right? So that's why it's a hidden gem, literally hidden gem. Okay. So the difference between short term is anything less than 30 days. Mid-term is anything longer than 30 days. Usually the short term is like vacationer, trash your place, drug, alcohol, throw events. That's very normal. Mid-term are more professional clients, right? Or homeowners who already are homeowners. So they are very responsible people, right? The management is 10 times less with the midterm versus short term because the length of stay is at least 20, 30 times longer. Make sense? And why do we rent instead of own? Because if you buy a house and if you don't if you buy the wrong house, how much capital is at risk? Hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? Maybe your life savings. And for you to get out of that, you got to sell the house and then buy another house. How long would that take? Right? Versus for one house that you buy, you can literally have rent 10 house in better neighborhood, by the way, with better condition. Why don't we let somebody else do all that hard work of putting their life savings in, rehabbing the house, and then we just rent it and make money, okay? Or collaborate with them or partner with them, make a win-win for both, right? So for the same amount of investment, do you want to have one house or you want to have 10 houses? That's why we do arbitrage, right? Because you don't have to put down a huge down payment, a huge rehab. You can just rent it and then make money, make passive income right away. Make sense? And then you have 10 houses make you like 20, 30,000 a month instead of just having one making you like 2,000 a month. You see the difference? So that's why, and then your risk is 10 times less risk. So that's why. So this is a formula right here. First month, you do one of these arbitrage, you make 2K a month. Second month, you do two, now you're 6K. Month three, you do two more, now you're 10K. 3 months in, you can make 10K a month. That's how much I was making as a doctor, first graduated. I mean, and that took me 8 years. You can do this in 3 months. My fastest student did this in 1 month. Okay. And that's not enough. Do 3 more months of that. Month six, you hit 20K a month. How many hit 10 to 20K a month would change their life? Working 4 hours a week, by the way. Okay. What will you do? Imagine you make that and it's 3 months, 6 months in now. What will you do for you, your family? Right. And if that's not enough to scale to another 6 months, you hit your $500,000 a year. Literally, if you do nothing else, you put that into a trust fund, your family making at least $250,000 to $500,000 every single year, right? That's legacy right there. In 10 years, that's like millions of dollars. You see? Do it for your family. Do your kids, your grandkids. Break generational curses, build generational wealth. And that's why we are different. Okay. So there's nothing to use for sale today. Okay. If you're looking to buy something, you're nothing for sale. This is an absolute free class that I'm doing to give back to the community of hundreds of my thousands of followers. I appreciate you guys following me for all this time. And we don't just accept anybody to our mastermind either. We want to make sure it's a good fit for us. Okay. So you can book a free consultation call with us if you think we have alignment with what we do. Okay. So I have 5 spots for a one-on-one with me, 1 hour long. I'm giving as a free consult worth over $3,000 easily. Okay. For those of you who are serious, then the link's in the chat to book a call with me to see if we have alignment. Okay. And on the call, if I don't see we align, then I say it's not a good fit. And I give you some free advice and all the way we go. It's all good, right? But if you're serious, you see alignment with the community, what are the 3 things to look for in a member? Number 1, how coachable are you on a scale of 1 to 10? If you're not coachable, it doesn't matter how talented you are, how much money you have. I can't help you. Okay. So you're not at least a 9 or a 10 in coachable, there's not alignment. right? Second thing, do you have a positive attitude or are you negative, right? We only accept positive people in our community, okay? One negative apple can ruin the whole basket, right? So whether you think you can or you can't, you're right, okay? You're right. I agree with you, okay? And then the third thing we look for is, are you a giver and not just a taker, right? Within our community, people give all the time. That's why we thrive. We help people together, right? So if that sounds like you and you are aligned with that, then book a call with us, okay? Then based on that, we go over if and only if I see alignment, then I will give you a special invite into our community, okay? So let's make it happen. And if it's not, we're on our way. It's all good. You know, wish you best of luck. Okay. So what is corporate housing arbitrage? All right, this is a four-step proprietary system that we teach our students. The FAST method. F, find the right location. A, ask to sublease. S, set up to stand out. T, to tap into corporate clients. All right. So how do you do this? The myth, find the right location. I don't know where to find the deals. Need to do a ton of research and software. I'm going to tell you three secrets right now. It's called 3 H's. Write this down. Highways, hospitals, and hotels. When two highways intersect, right? Where money flow, attention flow, money flow. The government put $1 trillion into building the highway system. That's where people must pass by. You get it? And then hospital put out $1 billion, literally $1 billion. Don't you think they've done their research, right? Of course they have, right? And then we have hotel put down 10 million to 100 million to build a hotel. Of course they've done the research. So highways for us, when two intersect, hospitals and hotel, and you can have a real good shot at finding the right locations, okay? And I will do that analysis location live with you literally in about 30 minutes, so don't go anywhere. For those three lucky winners, I will analyze the deal, and it based on you how much you participate in the chat. So blow up the chat. I want to see that, okay? So I will pick the three. I will analyze the deal for you. Sounds good? You get it? And put out something you learned so far in the chat. You know, share. And the more you learn, the more you can, teach other. You can learn and grow together, right? And then how you ask to sublease. The myth is, why would landlord give you their property? Why would they just do this themselves? Okay, why would they give you their property you first starting out? You don't have a track record. You're right. They wouldn't. Okay. And that's why we have a community. That's why we have the track record of the community you can leverage. That's why, I tell people all the time, you do this yourself, by yourself. Yes, you can do it. Of course. It's just going to take you at least 20, 30 times longer. It's going to cost you 20, 30 times more in time, money, energy, right? And then you have to have about 20, 30 times more headaches as well. Or you can just leverage our 20 years combined experience, 100,000 hours that we have put in already. You can say from day one, hey, we are part of a nationwide corporate housing network. We have done hundreds of these deals. Here's our portfolio. Here's our properties. And now we're interviewing if their property qualifies for what we do. You see? Boom. Right? That's why it works when you have a community backing you up and a track record, right? So our partners are literally nationwide. We have students in almost every major state, every major city, every major country. Well, not country, but states, okay? We're in America. We're not global yet, but we will. All right, so set up to stand out. How do you set up to stand out, right? And that's what we're going to show you. We have all the corporate connections for the past literally 10 years that we've been running around, not just me, but hundreds of my members. So we test everything out there in the market, and then we come back to the tribe, and then we see what works, what doesn't work. That's why we can help somebody who have brand new with no experience and make it work, literally make 6 figures within 6 months or less, right? It's definitely not by accident, it's by design, okay? So here's the formula, okay? First month rent, first month deposit, you can buy the furniture, rent the furniture, you make 2K a month or 3K a month on average. You want 10 to 15K a month, just do 5 of these. You want 20K to 30K a month, you 10 of these. You're done. Imagine you have 10 houses, make you 20, 30K a month, guys. What else you got to worry about? Okay. Now, if you have a job that making you 10 to 20K a month, and there's only one source of income, may I suggest it's a very dangerous place to be. Because knock on wood, but there's layoffs, so many layoffs. What if something happened and you lose your job? What's your family going to do? Right? But imagine you have 10 houses right now making you, that's 10 different sources of income, right? 10 different sources of income, 10 sources of income. If one house burned down, so what? You can open up one up like that. How fast? Like that. You see? So co-hosting, zero money down. You're looking for zero money down. It's called corporate hosting. That's what I would call it. You know, where you partner up with people, some of them already have furnished rental. I literally just talked to a student right before this, have a coaching call. One student had found a partner with 5 furnished rental. Already done. Boom. Another student found one with 8 furnished rental. They don't know what to do. We help them. We build from our connection. You see how fast you can do this? For each of these, I mean, literally you're not putting money down. So what kind of return do you get? Isn't that infinite return? Right? And then how fast can you do it? Literally when you know the skill set. So the easy way, mimic, model, master, and multiply. Okay. My mission now is to help 1 million families get financial freedom, break generational curses, and build generational wealth. Because it'd be selfish of me if I don't share this, right? So there are 3 phases of this business. First, second, and third. First one is market analysis of your location. Secondly, how you ask the landlord to sublet. Third is how you get the corporate clients in, right? So that's what we help with. So if all this did to give you the freedom lifestyle, would be worth it to learn the skill set. Of course, right? And I have some students here I want to introduce you guys too. So stay tuned. If all this did to give you the skill set to earn 6 figures in the next 6 months, would be worth it to do this. For me, absolutely. Guys, how long did it take for you guys to learn whatever you're doing from school? 4 to 8 years. How long then it will take you to work at your job to actually make 6 figures? What, usually 5, 10 years. You see? We're talking about months here. The reward is there to give you time to spend with your loved one, to live the life of your freedom and purpose will be worth it, right? This is my wife. This is my lovely wife, nurse for 15 years. She deserves to be free, okay? I retire her, travel the world together, and there's nothing I wouldn't do for her, okay? So this is my wife. What about yours, okay? I retired my parents already, got them a nice maid, like, you know, got them taken care of, right? 12 years supported them. So anyway, book a free call with us if you haven't already, and then we can go from there. Spots are limited, so first come, first serve, right? Those 5 spots, that's all I got. Because my time, I only have five spots available, 1 hour each. So with that being said, let's introduce you some my students here that have joined us here. So fantastic. Alex, is Juan here? Is muted.
He should be here in like any minute, he
In a
said.
minute. Okay. Let's interview Candy first. Alex too. Come on in. It's all good. Candy as well. Okay, Juan is here. Juan, yes. So let's spotlight Juan, Alex, and Candy here. My team, Spotlight Juan. Juan pass.
They are already on spotlight, Dr. Chau.
Spotlight? Because I
Yes.
don't see them. I only see Candy and Alex. You sure Juan is Spotlight?
Yes, Dr. Chau. I can see it on my screen.
Okay. So go ahead, Juan, unmute yourself. Welcome. So these are my awesome students. So Juan, can you unmute? Rian, I really couldn't see Juan. I just see you, Rian, as a spotlight. You sure? He can't even unmute. So make sure.
Alex is
Spotlight.
unmuted.
Hello. Hello.
Talk about Juan. Hi, Juan. Juan and
How
Alex
you doing,
both.
Dr. Chau?
Hey, Juan. Good to
Everybody,
see
hi,
you.
Dr. Chau.
Hello,
Good.
everyone.
Hello, Dr. Chau.
So I don't think Juan is spotlight. Now he
Oh,
is. Okay, now he is. Okay, good. So Juan and Alex is a couple. So and Candy is a single mom. So I wanted to introduce you guys to the family here, and we share some experience with us. What's the before and after, and what's that look like for you guys? So who in here want to go first if you don't have a lot of time here?
I can hop in first. So just to give
All
a
right,
hey
Juan.
everyone, my name is Juan Paez, and happy to be joining you guys with my partner Alexandra. And so we ended up joining the program back at the end of December. Pretty sure right after Christmas we got onto the program. And then went through the modules, went through the training, extremely useful with the training, and then just making sure that we're in contact, constant communication with Dr. Chow, guiding us and coaching us. And we ended up signing up our first client within 1 month of being in the program. And so we ended up getting a co-host deal at 20%. And we ended up finding some tricks of the trade while being there that allowed us to kind of have a lot less work when it came to furniture, because furniture, of course, is a big portion of this business model. And so after a month of getting the client, and then after a month of finally getting onto all the platforms, we were able to get we were able to get our first booking within 1 month, but our first 1 month booking ended up just coming last week, which was so ended up being around like a 3 month process for us in order to get like a really sizable booking for our client and for our business.
Awesome. Fantastic. Within 1 month, they landed a deal. In another month, they got a booking, and then they had a big booking now. So fantastic. Great job. Super proud of you guys. And what did you learn from the whole process? Just like real quick, what's this like? What you learned from the mentorship, the community that got you to achieve what you need to achieve here?
I'm just gonna say that the model works as long as you work hard, because everyone might think that it's so easy, but you really have to strike for it and already live in the mindset that I got it, that
Mm-hmm.
this is gonna work and I'm gonna get money. Yeah, so just
Awesome.
being in that mindset alone helps a lot, because that's what's gonna motivate you every single day to push through, because you will be learning new things and you just gotta be open to learn those things. Yeah. And of course, the community is so helpful to keep you motivated and so joyful that you just want to keep going and pushing your limits.
Love that. Love that. Yes, so the community is huge, right? And help you guys, support you guys through there's going to be some bumps around the road. It's building your business, right? So, but it could have you guys done it without the community, without the mentorship?
No.
Why not?
It's just a lot of things that you're not going to consider, a lot of things that you're not going to think about. And like, for example, like this is something super, super nuanced. But like when it came to like our property, it's kind of really kind of a testament to the community as well. Of like,
Mhm.
outside of our location, we're right by a railroad, and right next to the railroad, like there was like a homeless population that was starting to like pile up. I'm like, bro, like what? Like we're dealing with this, we're dealing with that. Now we gotta deal with homeless people making tents and stuff outside. Like ain't nobody gonna want to come over here and be around here and like give us a bad review that there's a whole city growing outside of our door. So, but then after speaking and after like talking about like what we're going through and expressing to and just like revealing to the community like what problems that we're facing, like we got the recommendation is like, yo, like these people are technically trespassing, and I didn't think about that. Like these people are trespassing on railroad property, and this is something that you can get fixed. Like, and so we ended up calling the city. We put in a complaint for trespassing, and like within a week, like the city came in and like we're there like getting the book and cleaning, and we just see like three cars coming in with like a 16-person unit, and like they're over here like
Right,
taking down these tents and everything. And so it was like there's lots of
right.
things that you're not gonna consider. And like just having a group, like you're facing one problem head on, but then your group is like helping you face like two or three others, like while with advice and coaching. So it's really nice just being able to have multiple people's perspective and like all their input.
Awesome. Love that. Love that. Yes. And then yes, and then Sasha, what about the community that has helped you?
I'm gonna pretty much join on what Juan just said and add the fact that whatever you have a question or need some support, community is there, right? Those coaching calls really are helpful, not just for yourself, but also sometimes you hear someone else dealing with another problem and you learn from them as well, right? So um, you wouldn't know that things can happen until you hear them, right? Everyone has a different situation, and you learn from that situation for yourself too, and um, it's definitely helpful because you have more than just yourself in
Mhm.
this together with you.
Yes, absolutely. Awesome. So what would you tell people who's like on the fence, who got a lot of fear and doubt, and they want to try something new, but they don't know where to go, especially this is, tough economy. What do you tell them?
I'm not understanding the question. Are you talking about the clients that we are
Yeah,
finding?
no, what would you tell the live public class here that we have for people who are looking to join our community, join our
Mhm.
mentorship, but they are scared because of doubt or fear, or they're just on the fence, and they don't know if it's real or we are real people or we're actually there to help. What would you tell them?
Like I said before, the model is working. It
Mhm.
works, right? You
Mhm.
just have to really be about it and do it.
Yeah,
At the end of
just
the
gotta
day, the
overcome
amount
the
of
fear
work
and
you
do
put
it.
into it is exactly what you're going to get back from it.
Gotcha. Good, good. Awesome. What about you, Juan?
So if you're on the fence and you're really thinking about taking a program, trying to do this all by yourself while trying to perform at the level that you're telling. So if we're doing co-hosting, performing at the level that you're expecting to perform at while learning the business model at the same time, you're gonna spend a lot more time. You're gonna mess up a lot more, and that's gonna cost you money. So it's really just kind of setting the foundation properly is what is what you're doing when joining a mentorship program and a community program where you've never done this before. You don't nobody in your family's ever done this before. You don't got anybody in your circle that's doing this. And it's just you're leveraging people who are doing it in the moment, and there is no like you're like birds of the same feather flock together. Like you're just gonna become great hosts, being surrounded by other great hosts because you're just gonna continue aligning with how everybody thinks.
Yes, absolutely. Everybody help everybody win together, right? So I'm super proud of you guys. And, building the foundation, that is the biggest thing. And you guys did it, right? And that is the most important thing because to build any business, just like Rome is not built in a day, right? So, but when you build it and you see the fruit from your labor, the most important thing is you see that it's going to be more passive now, right? And then it's gonna start opening up. And it's not just what you get, right? It's who you become in the process. So I see you guys when you guys first started just a few months ago, and now you guys are completely transformed, really, from your communication skill, your business skill, just everything. So talk to us more about that. Who have you learned, or who have you become in the process? Why is that important for you guys?
Juan, do you want to go first, or you
Oh, I wanted you to go first.
want me to go first? Okay. So during this process, I'm actually happy that I was able to do it with my partner because it kind of tested our relationship. So it's one of those things that actually made our relationship better. I feel like even though it's been hard, and also like Dr. Chau said, I definitely know more about business. I never thought of myself as like a business person. I teach dance and I just love connecting with people, but that whole aspect of like being the business and owning something myself, it was never in my vision. But now the more I do it, the more I'm like, oh, I want to do this now as a business owner. Or like I feel like there are so many more opportunities there now in front of me that I feel like I can do because I just done this right now and it wasn't easy, and I learned so much from it, and I am a different person now, and I even see life differently, and even my dance differently. Now I'm like, I gotta make my dance a business now instead of just like, oh, it's fun, and I enjoy teaching, but now I gotta do something more than just be there and stay at like that level. I want to achieve more, and I know it's possible now because I've done it. Yeah, that's my
Awesome. Well
take.
said. Yes. Yes. That's what I'm
I think
talking
also, Alex, for another great thing that I think you said before while we were starting this process is like the idea of passive income. Like when I spoke to you before and before this program, like I was like, yo, we gotta lock in on this thing called passive income. We gotta get this passive income. Like I'm tired of working for money. She's like, what do you mean? Like there is no such thing. Like and I'm like, yes, there is. There is a thing as passive income. And it took Dr. Chow to convince her.
I never thought it's possible. I was always the one who was like, you just get as much as you work, right? So I always was working hard and like getting paid just like hourly. But then my partner introduced me to the fact that like, no, there are other ways. Like you don't have to work 9 to 5. Like you can actually enjoy life, and this is what you should strike for. And it was never even in my thing, like my head to even envision that. And this program and this whole 3 months that I've been learning this new thing made me see otherwise. Yeah, so I'm grateful for that.
Yeah. Absolutely, absolutely, right? For $1 of passive income, I would trade for $100 active income any day. Okay.
Any day,
Because
man.
it's
Any
Yes,
day.
super
yes, yes,
limited,
yes,
right?
yes.
It's trading your life for money. So, I mean, you guys, just that one deal alone, you guys realize you're gonna make like over at least like 10K or more a year from, and if you can do
Mhm.
one, how many can you do? Can you do another one?
A lot more. A lot
Can you
more,
do
yeah.
Gotta
another
keep
one?
on going.
Another one, right?
Yeah.
You
And it
stack,
stacks. And it
right?
stacks. That's the best part.
Exactly. It's not like you have to go and dance again and make another $100, right? You can,
Yes.
you do it one time. Literally, you can have we have properties that have been making money for 10 years. So imagine that, right? So how many can you stack? You see? So very proud of you guys. Maybe hang out for a little bit, let Candy, let's support Candy here. So Candy, why don't you come on out? Can you come out and share with us? Candy is a single mom, by the way. So I really, my hats go off to Candy because she inspired me every day. Like you guys have excuses. I don't, my excuses go away after talk to Candy. So, right. Candy, can you share us with us, I understand like what's your background and what you do now. I know you have you're a single mom too, right? So share with that and how has we help you along your journey to do this.
Yes, hello, Dr. Joe. Hello, everyone. So, I just want to share the process I first starting. I have no experience in this area, but I've been have a different area. It is the franchise. I bought a franchise, run the business, and like lose a lot of money on it. And when the COVID moments and things happen, like so, I just one day I just see in the programs Dr. Charles, so I came into it, and then I just just want to find something because I work a like few job, but the job is just really like the timings couldn't like help me more, but like still taking care of my kid. So I just get into the program, and then I learn starting from zero. I learn a lot, and then after I think maybe a couple weeks after the program, I studying studying my company, so with and then studying get into this area. And then I get I think after few 3 weeks or 4 weeks, I get the one unit. And then I kind of very like very kind of the person's very I need to do things slow, but I need to make a step by step. Is to really understand deeply how I'm going to do it right, and then how to do it, everything right. So I just want to. I think everything needs to invest to be like something. But like if you have the group, the mentor ship, and then the group to helping you, and then do a right thing. So I first like get a very small unit with the ADU unit. And then after I think some months and half, I get the booking, and then the people stay 3 months, and then after 3 months, they staying and give you like 5 star, like and a good review. And then the second people came in, and then they stay 2 months, and right now extension 1 more month. But in the
Awesome.
yeah, in the first like everything's a little to do is learn a lot from the other. And every time like every week have a meeting. So even though sometimes I'm work when I still do this on the side job. And then every time I have time, I take the lunch break, I still go inside the meeting and hear and learn, and everything is going. And then I just feel like it's a really have an opportunity to do bigger. So after I think from last year September October until right now is almost a 5 month. But everything's like to very learn a lot of things. And then right now, so I really confident to get keep continue a second unit and third units is the same thing. It's just copy.
Awesome. Well, first of all, we gotta do a standing ovation for that. She's literally working several jobs, raising her kids while, invest in the program and work on this. And literally she had a very successful business now. So very, very proud of you, Candy. What about the mentorship or the community has helped you to accomplish this?
Yeah, I just feel like everything you need to have a like the team and the community and the mentorship, because every area you have a like especially if even you inside this area for quite long, but it's just like the every situation, everything is a different. Every like will come up with some situation with the client with everything. So you have the community and the people facing with the the different thing. And the mentor same like last week I have last month I have a client living staying, and then something come up, and then I need to call the Dr. Chau. He's picked something's emergency whatever, asking you always here to help to make the the best solve problem solver. So it is just really helpful. It's I think I cannot do it by myself. Like something have experience like years, how many years you have. So it's worth it to to buy the experience. Then you need to be felt in that area.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, I remember you were frantic, calling me, oh, what to do, what to do. So yeah, I'm
Yeah.
glad that now that client is happy and now they extend another month, right? So very happy with
Yes.
that. Awesome. And what last thing, what would you tell people who maybe on the fence, who looking at our community, look at our mentorship, they don't know, if it's for them or all this thing going on. And you have so much going on as well, right? You have more than most people that I know of. So if anybody would have an excuse to not start today, it would be you. Okay. What would you tell them? What is your mindset like when you sign up that, you got to make this happen?
Yeah. So I just feel like as soon as you put everything little in that. So you cannot be successful without the investing your time, your effort, your money. Nothing's just become. So you need to invest everything on be successful to be even though like everything is lit to be together to make it happen. And then I just feel like I just really like I don't know how I can do like from studying with the drawing the the programs. I have two kids, all the activity with the two part-time job, and then with the handle everything furnishes like all the things in the program, and then become today's. I just feel like, oh, okay, it's really good to want to put more effort to build in this business. It's a huge, and then it's a 50 state whatever. Is one hand, two hand is like 100 hand. You can do all over the country if you have like the supporter, and if you have invest more time, more effort in this area, I feel like it can do big. So for
Yeah.
myself, I will put more effort to get the more unit.
Yes, that's awesome. That's a lovely thing about the community, right? All of us here to help.
Yeah.
You guys can partner up. Let's say now, Candy, I know you're in California, Juan and Sasha in the Northeast, right? So they find a deal there. Guess who they partner up? You see? And if they have corporate clients, you can tell them, hey, we're nationwide. So, it will happen. You will have a call, say, hey, Juan, Sasha, you guys doing great. I know, I remember you said you're nationwide. You have anything in California? Oh, guess who you call? Candy. You see? Then vice versa,
Yeah.
right? So that's why we're so much stronger as a tribe. And this happened more than you know. Like I've seen so many partnership, come up, collaboration come up, and it's a win-win for everybody. So very happy for you guys. Very proud of you guys. I'm a proud mentor, and I appreciate you guys for the helping the community today. So give everybody a hand here. Candy, Juan, Asha, great job, guys. Proud of you guys. Awesome. Okay, so for those of you who want to get more detail about our community, our program, see if you qualify, click on the link there to book a call directly with me if you're qualified. I do only have about 5 spots for that. But if my spots run out, I do have a couple of advisors that can give you some consulting advice as well. Okay. So with that, I'm going to go straight into how to analyze the deal for you. So as I promised. So let's jump into the markets. Okay. If you have a market you want me to analyze, if you have a deal you want me to look at, pop down the address in the chat or the market in the chat. Okay. Whether it's a city or a state you want to look at, you know. So we're going to go straight into analyzing the deal now. So we're going to go to Google Map. And as I shared before, it's the three H's, right? Highways, hospitals, and hotel. So let's look at what are some top markets that you can look at. So literally you can do this in pretty much any major cities or metroplex area, okay? You could do this in a little smaller city, but definitely I wouldn't do it in like middle of nowhere, right? So for example, you look at Dallas-Fort Worth area here. Okay. And then you look at the highway system, where the highway rotate. Okay, where the highway intersect, right? So when the highway intersect, that's where you can see hospital spring up. Okay. So you see hospital at highway intersection here, hospital highway intersection here, right? And then you're gonna see hotels. Okay. So then hotels pop up literally at intersection too, right? And then you do a little trick is where you can filter out the nicer hotel. So over like $100 or more. Okay. And if you zoom out, you can see most of the nicer hotels in the north area of Dallas. So that's why it's a nice area. So you want to be in the north area. You see? And then I give you an extra edge. It's called healthy grocery stores. So like Whole Food, Sprouts, Trader Joe, all these are sophisticated people who will go to these stores, right? A lot of them already, like they've done their research. All these companies put billions of dollars into research. You just leverage there. Make sense? So as you see again, it's still north of Dallas. So guess where you're gonna go? North of Dallas. You see? Okay, so we have an actual address here. Let's look at it together. Seattle Lynn here. So you guys have a deal or a market you want me to look at, now's the time. Okay. All right. So always zoom out and see if it's, first of all, is it close to two highway crossing? Yes. Highway 90 and Highway 5, right? Check. That's good. Now, is it close to hospitals? Yes, there's a medical campus, university, big time here, right there. Fantastic. Okay. Now, hotels. Hotel right next to a big major like hotel um conglomerate here. So yes. And then healthy grocery store. Whole Food, boom, check. Okay. Trader Joe, check. Good. Location, fantastic. Okay. Yeah, fantastic. Look like you're lacking the connections. And all right. So yeah, definitely book a call with us, and then I can go into more detail. But yeah, the market, location is definitely fantastic. Fantastic market, fantastic location. So I would highly recommend you do this business because you definitely are undersold if you don't do this. Okay, you're leaving a lot of money on the table. You look at the property itself. Right? King Street, boom, boom, boom. Okay, I'm not sure if this is the photo that you have now. Townhome, okay. Gotcha. 2 bedroom, 1.5 bath, okay. Yeah, so location fantastic. You're gonna do well with this for sure. You have the connection that we have and know-how. All right. The location is the most important thing. You can't change that, right? So Yeah, book a call with me and we go into a lot more details, okay? But location-wise, fantastic. Make it happen. Okay. They gotta go to the next person here, Tulsa, Oklahoma. All right, so let's go to Tulsa. It's funny thing, I just helped with student today. Found a deal in Tulsa. She found one, and that person actually have five different furnished home, literally furnished. So fantastic. And she's in the group. Yeah, let me look at Tulsa here. Get a hospital flow. And then look at hotels. Okay. And then look at healthy grocery store. Just see what the lay of the land here. Now I can show you how to go and contact people. All right, so Sprout, Whole Food, Sprout over here. So this circle right here is where it's at. Okay. That's why I see the hotels, the hospital as well. So when you look at, so you will go on Zillow. Okay. You literally go on Zillow. And then you would pop in, Tulsa, Oklahoma. You do 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath. The sweet spot is actually 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath. You want to start out with that, that'd be great. Entire place, houses. You can do this with townhouse or apartment, but hey, if you're gonna leverage somebody else's property, why not go for the single family home? That's already, bigger and better for you, right? And you don't have to invest so much money to buy. Oh, there's a trick here. You click on furnish. Boom. Click on remove boundaries. Okay. So now let somebody else leverage somebody else's hard work. Then somebody already put their life savings to buy the property, right? And then they put another life savings to do the rehab, and they spend 6 months to a year rehabbing it. So you don't have to, okay? You simply make money for month one, right? That's what we're talking about here. That's how you're able to do it fast, right? But for you to buy, like for Juan and Alex to buy that house that they did, will take them a lifetime to save up the money, right? Like at least 10 years, and then rehab and all of that. They literally did it in a month. Leverage, guys. OPP, other people property. Okay. So you click on furnish. It's a lot less option, but hey, there's a low hanging fruit, right? And if you can do arbitrage, you can rent it out for quite a bit, or you can do co-hosting, you can make about 20% off the revenue. Okay. So you look at for undervalued ones, right? So first of all, you want to look at to see what is the average rent for unfurnished to know the market, like to gauge the market. Okay. The average rent for unfurnished here is about 2,000 to 3,000, right? So then you double that. That's how much you will rent out to company for about. So 4,000 to 6,000 is what you will rent to company for. So then when you hit on furnish, you want to look for undervalued places that where opportunities are. So if it's more than 6,000, there's no opportunity for you really. People are just overpriced sometimes. But if you do co-hosting, it really doesn't matter. So you just pitch it off. These are low-hanging fruit. Imagine you guys making 20% off of, any of these, 5K a month, right? That's $1,000 a month. That's 12,000 a year. Almost passive income pretty much, right? You maybe spend like an hour or two a month to manage it. That's it. Then once you hit like 10 properties or more, you hire a manager, right? And that's what I do. And then they don't even talk to you, okay? But this one is huge home. 5-bedroom, 6-bath with 5K a month. That's fantastic. Okay. Fully furnished. You see? Right? By a property owner, that's what you want. You don't want big management company. The property owner we're willing to negotiate. So you simply connect the dots. You connect the corporate connection that we have with one of these owners. Don't they want to have more clients, right? Collab. Very simple conversation. Find out their pain point and then be the bridge to what they want. Okay. And why not? Why not collaborate? We have all the connections and all of that, right? You simply, once you join, you know what to do. I coach you through it. You list it properly on all of our sites and how to do and all of that. You get a client for them, you make 20% of 5,000 is $1,000 a month. You do that 2 times a month, 5 months from now, you have 10 property, make you 10K a month, working 4 hours a week, guys. Okay. That's it. Maybe in the beginning, you work 10 hours a week to get them going because you start learning and stuff. But after a few months, you know what to do. 4 hour work week. Make sense? Boom. Found you a deal right there. Several deals. You see? Several deals. Many deals here. This one's 4,500. Okay, 4 bedroom, 2.5 bath. Boom. You know, this one is 2,100. Okay. Very undervalued here. I see this is fully furnished too. If it is, then it's really undervalued. Okay. So a lot of the property owner, they don't know what they got, right? This is a great opportunity for you. Okay. Literally just 2,000, but look at that view. Fantastic view. You know? So this one, I mean, imagine this one, you go in there, hey, you can get like we can get you like 4,000 a month for this. What do you think they're gonna say? Right? You see? So yeah, you have great opportunities here for sure. And then if you click on, there's plenty. So there's plenty of houses for rent all the time. If you unclick on furnished rental, you're gonna have so many more, right? So many more. See how many of them out there? And this is one city, guys. You can do this in multiple cities. And with our partners nationwide, you can do this nationwide. Okay. Okay, good. That's right. So what do you say when you find a deal? Okay. So let's go over what to say. Okay. So you got to master the art of communication, right? How do you get landlord to back you to give their property? All right. Oh, and I will spend just 5-10 minutes of this because during the last 15 minutes, I want to guide you through an exercise that literally you do it will change your life. Okay. So that's the most important part. Right now, I want to share with you some real fast what you say. If you want to arbitrage, which means you sublet the property, right? Why would the landlord give it to you? Number one, we will take care of the property like it's our own because our business, right? Number two, we get professionally clean every few months. We pay for it. And the repairs under $200 a month, we got to fix ourselves. We're not going to call you in the middle of the night. And then our clients are high professional people with established careers, so they're not going to do anything to jeopardize their job. You see? So I asked them that, hey, has any of your tenants offered you these things? Of course not. Okay. Most tenants will trash the place or they don't care about the place. They don't even professionally clean it. Of course not. Right. So you see how we add more value. We're going to be the best and last tenant they will ever have. That's the key. That's what you want. The best and last tenant they will ever need. Okay. From one person, you can have multiple referral. If you do good to one client, guess what? They have multiple properties. They have family, uncle, brother, sister that have properties. So you don't need that many relationship. You're looking for a few key partners. That's it, right? So within our program, we have the 7-figure script, and we also do role play every single week. I coach personally myself twice a week, 3 times a week if you are in the elite, right? And we go over every scenario, everything that you need. So that's where the mentorship come in, okay? So the other thing I want to share with you is the zero money down strategy. Why is that important? Because a lot of people I know don't have a lot of money, right? So how do you get into this with zero money down? You become a co-host. You become a property manager or consultant, right? So what does that mean? What does that look like? For example, you rent the rent for a vacant home is 3,000, or you can rent to company or insurance for 6,000. You make about 20% for co-hosting. It's about 1,200, right? So every month you will be making like $1,000 a month. What does that mean for the property owner? Well, they will be making roughly after everything, expenses, everything, they're gonna make an extra 700 a month. So they're gonna make. Remember, the landlord usually, if they rent for 3,000, it's barely cover the mortgage. They might make like $200-300, and now they're making $1,000 a month. They're gonna be your new best friend, right? You have triple the cash flow. Triple cash flow. Why would they do this? Because the tenants, it's all about managing or solving the landlord's problem. They're paying, right? If the owner manage it, the tenants can squat for 3 months, 6 months, sometimes in a year long. It's gonna take a ton of money and time that they don't want to deal with, okay, to get them out. But guess how many evictions we have for the past 10 years doing this with corporate clients, insurance clients? Zero, okay? Absolutely zero. Not just me, but hundreds of my members. Okay, so that's why it's like a no-brainer. Okay, no eviction you have to worry about, and then maintaining the property, right? If the owner manage it themselves, they usually have to fix the toilet, go to the clean. They don't have to, like, they don't have the money to hire it out because they're not making any profit. Traditional rental, they make no profit. You know that. Barely cover the mortgage, right? But when we do it with corporate with insurance, you make a good profit. So therefore you can hire a professional, right? So they do the work for you. So that, and then they basically have a manager too. Who doesn't want that? So they don't have to waste the time and energy manage it after work, right? So that's why it worked. What's the pitch to the landlord? How would you like to double or triple your cash flow while we do all the work for you? I mean, who can say no to that? Like, if they're not open to a conversation, they're too close-minded and you don't want them anyway, right? All you need is a couple of these landlords to achieve financial freedom, guys. You don't need that many. You want to get that into your head, okay? Because once you do good with one, they're gonna have like 10 other properties for you from their family, for friends, whoever, you see? So just focus on getting a few, like literally 3 good partners you set, okay? And then scale from there. And that's it, So the next step, book a call with us, and then we're gonna take it from there. But right now, I want to lead you guys through an exercise that literally forever could change your life forever. So any last question before I go, before I do that? Okay. If not, then let's go through this exercise together. Okay. Do you have what, Lisa? Payment plan. Okay. So yeah, book a call with me. We can go take it from there. Okay. Only if you qualify, and then we can work on the details depending on your needs. So But right now, let's focus on the most important thing today, yourself, dreams, your goal. So everybody put your hand on your heart. Breathe in deeply. Hold it 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it. Breathe out 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Relax. Now, we are motivated by pain or pleasure. Okay? But we are way more to be motivated by pain. So do this with me to actually feel the pain. And this will save you from the real pain in life, right? This is why you want to experience this. So we can stop, BSing ourselves. Okay. Let's just imagine a year from now and you don't do anything different. You decided to stay in your comfort zone. And it's been a year now, April 2027. Nothing has happened because you didn't do anything. You gave up on your dreams, your goal. How do you feel? Another year wasted. As you look into your loved one's eyes, could be your kids, your parents, your spouse, say, I'm sorry, right? I didn't do it. Because making excuses after excuses. I would have, could have, should have. And we're in the same place as before, or even worse. Now, you lost your job. Your spouse could get sick. God forbid. Just imagine for a moment. All right, you could lose everything. I've seen it happen many times with my followers who didn't do anything about this. I don't want that for you. Okay. But we need to go there. So therefore, will motivate us to actually make things happen now and stop procrastinating. Okay. So imagine even 5 years from now, and you're still stuck in the same old, same old. How do you feel? Still in the grind. 5 years older. How old are you now? How old are your kids now? How much do you miss from not stepping up and making it happen? How many family gatherings or kids' games do you miss, or recitals do you miss because you didn't step up? What kind of relationship do you have with your spouse or your significant other? Because you didn't have the time, you didn't make the time to have the business. You're still grinding day in and day out, living paycheck to paycheck, wishing it could have been better without doing anything about it. What do you think will happen? So 10 years from now, imagine that. How old will you be? How much pain do you feel? Look at the disappointment in the important people in your life. What would you tell them? Another excuse? Another lie to yourself? Is that what you want? It takes courage to go there. And I applaud for those who actually do this and go there and feel the pain and feel the heart, feel the disappointment. It's much rather you do this in your now versus actually come true. Okay. So imagine you're on your deathbed now. And you didn't do what you promised you're going to do with your family. And you live with your children a bunch of debt. No assets, nothing to look forward to. What are you gonna tell them? Don't do what I did, right? How do you feel? What do you want to be remembered by? Or don't do what my dad did. Don't do what my mom did. Is that what you really want? Feel that pain, disappointment. Look yourself in the mirror and look away because you are disappointed yourself. In God, all the potential that He gave in us. And we have wasted it. You have wasted it. How do you feel? All the love, all the belief of your spouse, of your family in you, and you have given up on yourself, on them, on the dream. You have given up to live a life of quiet desperation. Keep on making excuses and procrastinate. What do you think will happen? Okay. So really feel that pain. You know you do it right when you start feeling the pain and really starts tearing up and you say enough is enough. That's it. No more of this bullshit. I'm gonna make it happen. I'm gonna find a way or make a way. All right. So now shake it off, shake it off. Hand on your heart again. Deep breath. Deep breath. Now, imagine you put on the identity. Remember the time when you were on top of the world? Whether you graduated or you did something amazing, you feel on top of life. Bring yourself back to that moment. Do you have a name for your badass champion gladiator? Give that person a name that make you feel powerful, you know? Could be like Wonder Woman, Berlin, right? Could be like Iron Man or anything that you want. What's your superhero? And get into that. Imagine you can do anything. Remember that time you can do anything because you accomplished so much, right? And the proud moments, bring that back. Be grateful for those. And imagine you embody them now. You make it happen now. You put on that cape of hero cape now. And you make it happen for you and your loved ones now. Say enough is enough. I'm not going to live with this BS anything. I'm not going to BS myself anymore. I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to find a way and make a way and we'll defy the odds. And I am a gladiator. I will make it happen. Okay? Get into that state because that is the most important state that you must be in, that you always want to be in to accomplish anything. To get into that state, that strong state, certainty. You're going to make it happen no matter what. You're going to do whatever. Are you going to give up? If you give up, just go ahead and get off the phone, the call right now. It's okay, right? You can give up on your dream. It's your dream, not mine. It's all good. Wish you the best, okay? If you're willing to give up, then give up. But I know some of you will do whatever it takes to make it happen and will not give up. Like Candy here, right? Like Juan, Sasha, all this great example that we have. Okay. What will you do for you and your family? Imagine you took the red pill instead of the blue pill, like from the Matrix. Instead of the blue pill of living a life of quiet desperation, you took the red pill and you live a life of adventure and fun. Okay. And you actually make it happen. You scare, I understand, we all scare, but you do it scared. You do it anyway. Okay. Imagine You have the right community, the right mentor, whether it's us or somebody else, doesn't matter. Okay? Get yourself into the right mentorship, the right community. I would highly suggest that. Imagine you do that and you make it happen. Your first month, you did a deal, right? You set up your business foundation the right way. Second month, you did 2 deals. Third month, you did 2 more deals. Now you hit 10K a month. Sure, even if it take you a year, is it worth it? How long did it take for you to make 10K a month at your job? Remember, this is almost passive income. Talking about 5-10 hours a week here versus working 50 hours a week, right? Imagine that 3-6 months from now, you could be making 10-20K a month. How do you feel? Imagine the end of the year, it's Christmas 2026, and you can buy whatever you want to buy for your family. Take them to the dream vacation that you always promised them, but never able to. Where would you go? Is it Europe, Asia, Africa, South America? Where? Some island somewhere? Imagine you take them all expensive pay, 5-star everything. You be there with them right now. You feel on top of the world. Because now you're making 10-20K a month passively. Okay. Or even more, whatever your number is, put in that number. How do you feel to accomplish this? Imagine 5 years from now. How do you feel? Right? Imagine your children, you're able to teach them this business. It's never too early to start. Our youngest student is 15 years old, raised by a single mom. He did a couple of deals, and here, 15 years old can do it. You can do it too. Your kids can do it, right? How you feel you bring them along. Get them to build a business at such a young age. 5 years from now, where will you be? Where will your kids be? Okay, where will your family be? You build a legacy. You have a trust now. 10 years from now, the trust is making you guys $500,000 or more a year. Okay. Your kids and their grandkids are well taken care of. The most important thing is they don't have to do anything they don't want to for the dollar. For those who have daughters, think about it. Okay. Especially your daughters, right? What would you trade for her not to have to do anything she doesn't want to? That she know that you have taken care of her and that you have 6 figures passively onto her. And more importantly, she know how to do this business. She can do it herself. And like Shasha, like Candy, she can make 10K a month herself. Why would she need do anything back, right? And then your son, okay? The confidence that he would have to be a man, take care of the family, retire his parents, you, retire his wife, right? Go to all the exotic places, give to philanthropy. What is something that God called you to give to? Legacy. What's your legacy? Imagine 10 years from now. What's that legacy look like? Is it helping in the orphanages? You know? Is it do missionary work? What is it? Anything you want to do. Anything is possible. Doesn't cost anything to believe. It's about time you to believe, right? What if it's possible for you? We are sons and daughters of God, right? He doesn't make anybody better than anybody. So all these sinners are billionaires and they defy God. Why can't we do that or even more than them, right? So what if you can make this happen? And now 20 years from now, Your legacy is my daddy did it, grandpa did it. Okay. Now you have many, many houses, making you guys passive income, and your family and their kids are set for life, forever. You have a trust fund to spit out $500,000 a year. Why not? What do they gotta do? Right? They gotta continue to build it. You gotta put stipulations on there so they don't just use the money and abuse the money, but they don't have to do things for money. Okay? They can do things that they're passionate about. What would that be worth for you? Right? Imagine you're on your deathbed now. And you have a lot of children and grandkids and everybody surrounding you, thanking you for changing their life. Okay? How you feel? Right? That you went all out. That you feel the fear, and you can sit there and tell them about the war stories back in the day when I felt the fear, and I did it anyway. Okay. I felt the fear back in many years ago, 2026, April. I didn't know what I was doing, but I did it anyway. I signed with the right mentorship and the right community. Got this crazy Asian guy talking some stuff that I don't understand, but I like him. I do it anyway. Okay. I made it happen. I overcome my fear. And I made it happen. That's the bottom line. That's the legacy, right? How you feel? Imagine your children say, I'm so proud of you, daddy. I'm so proud of you, mama. For doing what you need to do to take care of us. For not making excuses and making things happen. For not procrastinate and actually just do it now. Those are the value we learn from you. It's not what you get, it's who you become in the process. And what you teach your kids is by your example. It's not by what you tell them. It's by what standards that you live by. So raise your standards. Step up. Isn't it about time you step up? Raise your standards. Making things happen. Once and for all. I challenge you to do that now. Okay? So we're going to count down 10 to 1 and we're going to celebrate as if you already made it happen. Just like how you celebrate New Year's, I want you to celebrate that 100 times over because you are worth 100 New Years or more, right? So everybody put their hands in, count out 10 to 1 and celebrate with me, okay? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Celebrate, celebrate. Yes, 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 yes. Great job, guys. Super proud of you guys. So I'm gonna play one more testimonial highlights while we're doing this. So let's make it happen, okay? So while you do that, for those you haven't booked the call, what are you waiting for? Okay? Book the call, join the community, and let's make it happen together, okay? So I'm gonna play this highlight for you guys here. And then it's good to have you guys. Okay. Very grateful.
I'm officially leaving my pharmacist career, the job, next month. I'm gonna be drafting my resignation letter. Well, I have other business endeavors and then the corporate housing.
That is awesome. How much are you making now?
About on average $20,000. Last month was my biggest month. Of course, I grossed up $50,000.
Wow.
First time.
Who call with us? Haven't already? How long did it take you to become a pharmacist?
Actually got 2 appointments.
For those watching social media, book a call in my link in my bio, send us a DM. Okay.
On Tuesday for 2 houses.
Nice.
And I made a personal goal to at least get 8 houses before the end of the year.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do everything I can to beat that number.
That's 20K a month. That's
Started 5 months ago, and since then, an average of one every month. I'm at 6 right now. Just talked to another landlord last night. Looks like we'll probably sign number 7 here next week. It's exciting.
Why? How much are we making with this?
About 12,000 a month.
1,000 a month. Yeah. So peaceful, man. Look at this guy. He's he's glowing. He got money on his face, man.
I've been doing about 1 a month, but I think in the next 12 months, I want to do 20 in the next 12 months.
I'm a realtor in San Antonio. Life before was good, but life now is great. I started in mid-May or something like that. Got my property in June. Took about 2 weeks, furnished it, launched it. Less than 24 hours after that, I got a booking, and I've been 100% booked ever since.
Let's go. And how much profit are you making on that property per month?
I net about $3K a month from that property.
Yeah, you're not really doing much of anything, right?
Yeah, I'm not doing nothing. The network you provide, man, the tools you provide, people we're around, you teach us so much knowledge, man.
I met Dr. Chau at one of the Tony Robbins events, and he told me about this business, so I decided to take action right away. My wife really loved this idea. It took me about a couple of weeks. I got the place fixed up. It looked good. The first house, I averaged about $7,000 profit.
A month, by the way.
A month. I really like the program. Everything is good. I'm working on my second property. It's just that because I've been doing it for 3 months. So if I would have had 3 houses, I probably would have had another 50K or something in my pocket. This is it's good money, easy money. You'll be in some beach somewhere and just getting paid. So that's cool.
I am a student with Dr. Chau's mentorship. We finally got our rentals, our arbitrage, so everything's going good. We got our bookings. And yesterday we joined the elite. Honestly, with this, we get to know everything Dr. Chau knows. We get to be personal friends with him. It's so much like education because the value, it's way more than what he says. And in my opinion, it's the greatest thing that he's gonna do for everyone in this room. Thank you, Dr. Chau.
And how old are you?
I'm 15.
Let's go. 15. All right. Man, if we don't do anything about that by now, I don't know what else we can do for you. All right. So take care. We'll see you on the inside. See you guys.